Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Guild Wars 1 Let's Play. We are here with the first episode of Nightfall. Yeah, let's get into it. It's the last of the core expansions. So we have two new classes that came out with this expansion. Paragon and Dervish. Dervish is like a melee enchantment based AoE class. Very strong, very sad it didn't make a return in Guild Wars 2. Uses sights as kind of a really cool class. Paragon, on the other hand, is like spear and shield, and uses shouts and stuff like that to affect its allies. I'm actually going to be playing a Paragon today, as I do not have a Paragon on my accounts, so I thought it'd be fun to play a Paragon. Let's see what we got here for hair first. I don't know. What about this? I think this is alright. Maybe not. Yeah, it's alright. Got some interesting colors. Make a schmoll. Alright, let's get into this intro cutscene. This time it's voiced.
Land of the golden sun. A land of wealth and bounty. A land of heroes. A land protected by its champions, the Order of the Sun Spears. A shadow now falls upon this land. The shadow of an ancient and forgotten darkness. Night falls. The time of the five gods is at an end.
Spear Marshal Cormier.
Ahai. It's good to see both of you. You have arrived just in time.
Nothing that we can't handle, I hope.
I have received word that corsairs have been spotted off our coast. Your skills and leadership will be needed.
Cool. Alright. Ahai is basically the Elonian equivalent of hello. Just so we know that before going in. That's what she said. Yeah, so here we are. Our first little look at Alona. Alona was actually a slight jump in graphical quality for the game. It looks a lot better, especially a lot of the textures close up look a lot better. This particular here looks pretty cool. And it's very much like an African, Middle Eastern themed expansion, so it's pretty unique. It's pretty cool. I still prefer factions because I feel like factions is like peak crazy locale, but there's definitely a lot to like about here. We're gonna skip the tutorial. Take this route to Chalbeck Village. We hope for no support from our watch post nearby. It's faster, but you better be sure of yourself and your abilities if you have a chance of success. Alright. So we're also going to talk about, that's it. Recruits, ready your weapons and prepare for battle. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about what else this campaign added. The big thing is heroes. Heroes is the big thing that was added by this campaign. Cost being the first hero. Heroes are... Here we go. It's a short jaunt through these shallows to Chalbeck Village. Take point. Cost and I will back you up. Yeah. Very cool. Heroes added. Very, very cool locations here. Pretty unique for an MMO, at least when I had played this at the time. I had never actually played an MMO that had this kind of like Middle Eastern, African themed locales, and it's very cool, very unique. Corsair scum. Costas. Although, again, I apologize, because much like factions, this campaign is probably going to include a ton of mispronunciation. First Spirit, Janugar. Cormair ordered me to guard this gate against Corsair attacks. No filthy corsairs will get through here, I assure you. Think the gods you ride, the Corsair Vanguard is overwhelming our defenses. Alright, let's go on into Chalbeck Village.
We are too late. The Corsairs have reached the village before us.
There are a lot of them.
No, there are only 2 Corsair ships and 3 of us. We outnumber them.
I love Goss, he's hilarious.
The Corsairs are already in the town. Where are the defenses? Show me your leadership abilities. Defeat these Corsairs.
We will do our best.
He said there's...
You lead then. I will follow.
He said there's 2 ships and 3 of us. We outnumber them. That's some math. Sadly, one of the things about this campaign is this campaign never got its Guild Wars Beyond. Guild Wars Beyond is something we're going to follow after Nightfall. Or sorry, excuse me, after Eye of the North. And it's essentially a continuation of the story of the lands that you visit. Nightfall sadly never got its. Instead, they worked on Guild Wars 2 and stuff instead. Well, actually, Guild Wars 2 had already been in development by the time. But they just never actually ended up doing anything, which is kind of sad. Because Nightfall definitely has the best story of any of the campaigns. At least, like, from a narrative, like, you know, literal sense, the best story. Whether or not you like it more. Like, I personally prefer factions. But from, like, a literal, like, how it's put together, it's more interesting. Now that you're here, we could drive those blasted Corsairs out of the village. Koss joins your party. Koss is a large, muscular Cornin in the prime of his life. He believes the Sun Spirits can attain anything they set their minds to. A swaggering, almost arrogant figure, Koss has used his charm, imposing physical nature, and flexible morals to build up a large network of connections. Yeah, so each hero comes with a little, like, about them section whenever we get them in their party. Ahai, Spear of Gaggle. These Corsairs are swiftly overtaking the village. Before we head off to get our blades bloodied, I need to make certain that these recruits know how to function as a team. Go speak to them, rile them, make sure they are going to inflict unspeakable pain upon the enemy. Make sure they know their stuff. Okay. So interestingly, despite the fact that this campaign has heroes, there still are, in fact, henchmen. In part because back in the day, you actually couldn't have an entire party of heroes. You'd only have 3 heroes, and then you had to take the rest henchmen, but they changed that at some point. The fruit of my labor will be evident on the battlefield. My training will guide me to victory. As a Sun Spirit, you never fight alone. Forming a party is an important element of being an effective soldier. It's important to coordinate your efforts with your unit to act like a well-oiled machine. You may add heroes to your group by selecting them in the drop-down menu in the party window. Hey, fourth wall. Leave that fourth wall shit over there. Since I was a child, I was always dreaming of wearing the Sun Spirit insignia. It is now my duty to defend my homeland. You must assume care of your men and women under your control. You can equip any of the heroes of your party by bringing up your inventory, clicking on their portrait. From there, you can outfit them with any type of weapon. Blah, 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 blah. You want to bring your heroes on a few adventures to get some valuable experience on them. Okay, yeah, so it's basically just teaching us that heroes level, heroes can have their gear swapped, which is a unique feature to heroes that henchmen don't have, is that I can mess with Koss's gear, which is cool. May Balthazar guide my hand, Melinger my legs, and Duena my heart. Yeah, and now she talks about bringing the proper skills and stuff into combat, so... Cool. So here's cost, so we can put us a build on him. Do I have the build he could use? How close is this build? Oh, good. Let's see, what does he have? Sun and Moon Slash. Sure, so they are ready to face the enemy head on. Good news indeed. Let's show those unwashed Corsair heathens what it means to challenge the Sun Spears. We are ready. Must save Chibok village from the Corsairs. We are ready. I am going to look up. Alright. We're in the mission. The village is on fire. Let's go save them. They've overrun the catapult crews. We must clear a path to retake those catapults. We have a help of sinking those ships. We have to focus our fire for maximum effort. I want you to call targets. There are too many Corsair patrols to the north. We need to approach the catapults from the south. Okay, so that now they're just doing tutorial stuff, so I'm just gonna not read out the tutorial stuff. I apologize if you really want me to read the tutorial stuff, but I ain't here for that. I'm here for friendship and for Narnia. Some of our spear builds. Oh, we have to go get Istani oil. Last, we need ammunition to arm these catapults. Go find something to destroy these ships. We might be able to use the barrels of fire oil I saw by the gate west of the catapult. The fire oil is heavy. You won't be able to do much besides carry it. And remember, you need enough to arm both catapults. Alright, so we need to grab enough for both catapults. It's cool that they do a mission early on. It kind of gives you a chance to kind of see like how the game's gonna work. Boom! One ship down. That's a pretty cool effect. I like that. The ship getting blasted. Where's the stunning fire oil? There it is. It's a short little mission, but it's a nice little introduction mission. At least in my opinion it is. This is a pretty decent job. Much like how factions moved a lot faster than prophecies, this moves a little bit faster than factions. At least in terms of... Actually, it does and it doesn't. You're on the tutorial island for much longer than you are in factions, but the overall, like, pace of the game moves a little bit quicker. I actually think it's almost to its detriment that you spend so much time on tutorial island. Because by the time that you get here on other characters, you've already missed a relatively significant part of the plot. Which is great for, you know, if your goal is just to finish the campaigns and get to the stuff that's at the end, like I always do whenever I play this. Now she's teaching us about elites. Which one change that they made in this game is that elites now do double damage. Or, sorry, bosses. Bosses now do double damage. So we need to be very careful, especially when there are elementalist bosses involved, because... Even at lower levels, it's very easy for them to do 100 damage with spells, and at higher levels, you basically need to perma-stun them, or they're gonna literally kill people in 2 shots. They're just fishing out, clearing out the village. But yeah, you do miss a significant portion of like the important stuff in the story if you're a character from another campaign by the time you get here, at least in my opinion, which kind of stinks. So I would definitely recommend, if you haven't played through this campaign, for some reason you're watching this, hello. Hi, I hope you're having a nice day. I appreciate your view. I appreciate even if you have played. But if you haven't played this, or you've only ever played through the eyes of a character from another campaign, to actually make a character in this campaign. But anyway, cutscene.
Yes. Take that, you Corsair dogs, and don't come back.
You've done well.
You can count on me. On us, I mean. On both of us.
These Corsair raids have gotten worse of late.
They have. It is a matter of concern for the Sun Spears. Continue your training. We shall speak again of this at the Sun Spear Great Hall.
Of course.
And always remember, you never fight alone.
All right. That's the end of the first mission, and that is actually going to be the end of this episode. I want to thank you for coming out. I hope you have a great day. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I hope you're excited for Nightfall.